Welcome to Target Tips and Tricks Special Christmas Edition, December 3rd, 2022. Today's subject is about getting ready for sharing. Now, sharing has some prerequisites. If you want to share your analysis with someone outside your organization, it would have to be someone using the same source system, using the same cubes. But on those terms, it could be a good way of learning from each other. And notice you're not sharing data, you're just sharing the structure of your analysis and some of the ideas you've built into it. So here I am looking at an analysis, and I'd like to share it with one of my friends from the Target community. But before I'm able to send it off to that person, I would have to do a little bit of work to make it easier for the person to understand what I've done. So let's have a look. First of all, here we have a table. If I want it to look this way when it arrives with my community friend, I'm going to have to look into my crosstab themes. Currently, it's based on a theme that I have called Large Transparent Theme, but I can just copy it. So now it's copied, so it becomes a part of this analysis instead of an external theme. So that's one thing. Copy your crosstab themes, then they'll be internalized, they'll be a part of this analysis, this file, and that'll be good. Even more important, in this particular KPI object, I'm using a user dimension, and it's a shared user dimension. You can see that from the icon here. If I send off this analysis, the recipient will get an error here because he doesn't have this exact user dimension. But I can help him because I can right click here and I can say detach from shared. That means now it has been internalized. It still works fine in my analysis, but now it is a part of the analysis and it will work when it arrives with my community friend. What else? Well, you can look at the colors. Colors is a little bit complex because these colors that I have here in this graph are based on a color sequence that I have. He doesn't have it, so if I want to be absolutely sure it arrives looking like it does here, then I'd have to go and maybe change this from a color sequence into a fixed colors. Then I can actually say, okay, budget should have that color, revenue should have some distinct color, and then it will arrive. If I change these object colors, it will arrive and look exactly the same when it gets to the recipient. Menus, if you want to go that far, if you want to share a collection of analysis and a menu, then this menu here is saved independently. It's actually a separate file and you can't really internalize that. So what you could do instead was send them the menu as well. It's stored in a target folder. You can find it if you look for the right path of your target folder. Here the menu is. So it is possible to send a menu along as well. This will only work if the recipient actually makes a folder with the exact same name as here, December 2022. So if the recipient puts the analysis that he receives in a folder like this and the menu in the same place, it'll work. So it is possible to also share menus like that, just a little bit more cumbersome. Yeah, so what's left? Fonts. Well, I don't know if you want to go that far, but if you're using a special font, you would actually have to tell your recipient that he needs to install that font to be able to see it when he receives it at the other end. All the other stuff is already internal. So in this particular object here, you have a color agent coloring this one orange on certain conditions, but that's an internal thing. All the calculations and stuff, they're internal. So I think we covered most of the stuff that we need to cover to be able to share this. So what's left is to go to Save As and save it at a file location at some folder where you're able to find it, maybe the desktop, and then you can attach it to a mail and send it to your community friend, who will be able to open it, provided that he is using the same cube, provided that his connection to the cube is called the same as yours, and you can benefit from each other's work and learn from each other. So have fun sharing these analyses among each other, and thanks for watching this special edition tips and tricks. See you tomorrow for another tip.